In the dimly lit room of an abandoned warehouse, Theodore stood facing Viper, the notorious assassin known throughout Andover province. A tense silence hung in the air as Theodore processed Viper's cryptic words.
It's not that we don't know. The person he wants is in our hands, though.
Theodore's mind raced, trying to make sense of the situation. His gaze flickered between Viper's steely eyes and the shadows dancing in the corners of the room. Theodore had observed Damon for a long time. He knew better than anyone else how much Tiffany meant to him.
Damon has no choice but to listen to me now. He has to obey my orders.
But as Theodore spoke, a creeping unease settled in his gut. There was something off about Viper's demeanor, something he couldn't quite put his finger on. Suddenly, Theodore's attention snapped to Viper's mobile phone, lying innocuously on the table. His instincts screamed at him to investigate, to uncover the truth lurking beneath the surface.
Who did you call just now?
Most killers did not have much work at ordinary times. Killing people was not a job he did on a daily basis, but if he promised to accept the task, this task would not end very soon. As for Viper's phone number, it was his phone number for work.
The one who wanted to kill.
Theodore's blood ran cold as Viper's words echoed in his mind. Fear mingled with confusion as he struggled to comprehend the gravity of the situation. According to his investigation, Viper was very reliable and always completed the missions given by his boss. And this time, the boss was supposed to be him.
What do you mean?
Viper's sneer cut through the silence like a knife. His gaze pierced through Theodore's facade of composure.
Mr. Hamilton, were you spoiled in your family? What could possibly mean by that? Doesn't that mean they're going to kill you?
What the fuck?
Theodore was fearful now. He didn't come here with a lot of backup, only a few bodyguards and a butler. If Viper were to attack, he couldn't do much to be saved from it. The truth dawned on Theodore like a thunderclap, shattering his illusions of safety and trust. In that moment, he realized that the shadows of betrayal loomed closer than he ever dared to imagine. And as the boats approached in the distance, signaling the approaching storm, Theodore knew that the darkness that had enveloped Andover province was far from over. Theodore's heart raced as a chill crawled up his spine, a primal instinct warning him of imminent danger. With only his butler and a handful of bodyguards by his side, he stood vulnerable in the face of potential betrayal. His gaze darted around the desolate pier, searching for any sign of impending doom. And then, his worst fears materialized before him as Damon's boat glided effortlessly towards the shore, unhindered by any obstacles.
No one had stopped him.
Then he wondered.
Viper was bribed?
The realization struck Theodore like a bolt of lightning, which left him trembling in disbelief. Viper, the one person he thought he could trust, had succumbed to the allure of greed.
How much money did he give you? I'll pay you double. No, 10 times.
His voice quivered with desperation as he pleaded with Viper, knowing that his life hung in the balance.
It's not a good idea to help Damon. He is a man who will repay kindness and revenge. He won't let you go.
But Viper's response was like a dagger to Theodore's already wounded pride, a cruel reminder of the depths of human betrayal.
Money? Your money? I'll give it back to you.
Fuck.
With a casual flick of his wrist, Viper tossed aside Theodore's offer, a silent declaration of allegiance to the highest bidder. And as the card fluttered to the ground, Theodore felt the sting of betrayal sear through his soul, leaving behind scars that would never truly heal. In the echoing silence of the deserted pier, Theodore stood alone, his world crumbling around him as the shadows of deceit closed in. Theodore's fury simmered beneath the surface, a tempest of betrayal and confusion swirling within his mind. Viper's rejection of both present and past payments cast a shadow of doubt over their once steadfast alliance, leaving Theodore grappling with the bitter sting of treachery.
You betrayed me.
But amidst the chaos of betrayal, a glimmer of hope emerged for Damon as Viper issued a cryptic command to his bewildered men.
Protect Miss Vandergeld well.
Viper's subordinates scrambled to carry out his orders, their loyalty unwavering in the face of uncertainty. As Tiffany's bindings fell away, A wave of relief washed over the tense expression of Viper, and then, in a moment of surreal clarity, the red dot trained on Viper's head began to drift away, its lethal intent dissipating like smoke in the wind.
I pay with my life.
With trembling hands stilled by the weight of impending fate, Viper uttered the words with a mixture of resignation and acceptance, his gaze fixed on the horizon. For Theodore, disbelief mingled with awe as he bore witness to the impossible unfolding before his eyes. 2 kilometers away, across the vast expanse of the sea, a sniper's aim remained steadfast, defying all logic and reason. In that moment, Theodore realized the extent of Damon's power and the true depths of the shadows that loomed over Andover province. Theodore's voice crackled with contempt as he unleashed a barrage of scorn upon Viper, his words dripping with the venom of betrayal and disappointment.
Viper, I didn't expect you to be such a person. They could get to your head even from the sea. You don't deserve to be the top killer in Hillwood. You disgraced that title.
But as Theodore hurled insults at his former ally, Viper remained eerily calm, his gaze fixed upon the vast expanse of the sea, a knowing smile playing at the corners of his lips.
If you think that I only let her off after knowing that the sniper aim had left my forehead, you've made a big mistake.
His words hung in the air, pregnant with unspoken implications, as Theodore's mind raced to unravel the mysteries that shrouded Viper's true intentions. Viper had an excited look on his face instead of shame. He thought to himself,
Was the man who called me just now him? How could they appear in Hillwood?
but amidst the chaos of betrayal, a seed of doubt began to take root in Theodore's mind. Could it be that the man who orchestrated this elaborate scheme lurked closer than he ever dared to imagine?
Haha, you found a great excuse for your greed and cowardice.
With a sense of urgency coursing through his veins, Theodore scanned his surroundings, his senses heightened by the looming threat of danger. He knew that Damon's men held sway over Viper, just as he sought to control Tiffany to gain the upper hand. He rushed towards her to turn the tides in his direction, and for a moment, he thought he was going to succeed. But in the blink of an eye, the tables turned, and Theodore found himself facing a truth more devastating than he ever dared to imagine. For Viper, the master of deception, was faster than lightning, his movements fluid and precise as he intercepted Theodore's desperate attempt to seize control. Before Theodore could blink, Viper was already in front of Tiffany. Tension crackled in the air like electricity as Viper's words echoed through the desolate surroundings, each syllable dripping with a potent mixture of defiance and determination.
From now on, this woman is not the person we wanted to kidnap, but our queen.
His eyes blazed with an intensity that seemed to pierce through Theodore's very soul, a silent challenge hanging between them like a heavy shroud.
Are you crazy? You hurt his woman. He won't let you go no matter what. What did he give you?
Theodore's voice trembled with disbelief as he struggled to comprehend the gravity of Viper's words, the implications of which sent shivers down his spine.
He gave me my life.
Viper's tone was devoid of emotion as he laid bare the stark truth, his gaze unwavering even in the face of Theodore's incredulity.
There's a man on his boat named Justin Hank.
The name was like a dark omen. Its mere utterance struck fear into the hearts of those who dared to cross paths with the enigmatic figure.
If I harm Tiffany, I can guarantee you he will kill me, find my lair, and finish everything that I have. So I can't let anyone hurt Tiffany, even if it ruins my reputation.
Theodore's mind raced, trying to grasp the extent of Justin's power and influence, a realization dawning upon him like a bolt of lightning in the dark.
As for you, Mr. Hamilton, you're too stupid. You and your family dare to oppose Damon with such little strength. It's like signing your own death warrant.
Fuck, what kind of power did Justin have?
Theodore wondered that even Viper didn't want to help, and even warned him. But as the pieces of the puzzle fell into place, Theodore realized that he stood on the precipice of a reckoning unlike any he had ever faced before. The air crackled with tension as Viper's words hung heavy in the air, a chilling reminder of the dire predicament in which Theodore found himself.
I advise you, you'd better think about how to beg for mercy later.
Theodore was aware of the successors and heirs of the major families, even Serafino family, but he had never heard of Hanks.
No, it's too late. Don't even think of mercy. Even the entire Hamilton family won't be able to save you.
Viper's voice dripped with malice as he loomed over Theodore, a predator poised to strike at the first sign of weakness.
Fuck.
Theodore's roar echoed across the desolate landscape, a defiant cry against the encroaching shadows of despair. He saw Damon's boat coming closer, and no one was stopping it.
You guys, go and kill Tiffany.
His words cut through the air like a blade, carrying with them the weight of desperation and vengeance. If he was going to die today, that was taking Tiffany with him, and Damon would regret it for his whole life.
Let's teach him a lesson.
With a primal roar, Viper rallied his men to arms, their resolve unyielding as they charged into battle against Theodore's dwindling forces. On the drilling rigs, the clash of steel rang out like a symphony of chaos, each blow a testament to the ferocity of their struggle. But as the dust settled and the battle raged on, it became painfully clear that Theodore's forces were outmatched, their valiant efforts no match for the relentless onslaught of Viper's men. And in the midst of the chaos, Theodore found himself face to face with his nemesis, Viper's eyes gleaming with cruel satisfaction as he delivered the final blow. With a swift kick, Theodore was subdued, his fate sealed by the merciless hand of destiny. The sound of Viper's boot connecting with Theodore's chest echoed across the desolate landscape, each blow a damning testament to the merciless grip of fate.
Fuck! Do you want to die? How dare you lay a finger on a person I want to protect?
Theodore's struggles were in vain as Viper's dominance crushed him into submission, his defiant spirit quashed beneath the weight of overwhelming force. Theodore was in rage, but he was unable to do anything about it and winced like a common rat.
Be quiet.
The sharp edge of Viper's words cut through the air like a knife, silencing Theodore's protests with chilling finality.
Of course. If you don't want to listen, I can find a way to keep you quiet.
A gleaming dagger materialized in Viper's hand, its presence a silent threat that hung between them like a specter of doom. And in the face of adversity, Theodore smiled. His grim smile betrayed the bitter realization of his defeat, a bitter pill to swallow in the face of overwhelming odds. As the shadow of Damon's arrival loomed overhead, Theodore's desperate struggles seemed futile in the face of impending doom. Theodore had lost even before he started fighting with Damon. Under the drilling rigs, Damon's boar arrived. He looked at the situation, and seeing everything under control, looked at Justin and said,
"You're really something else. Is there anything you can't do?"
Justin didn't say a word, and his face was calm. When they got on the rigs, Theodore was subdued on the ground.
Damon, do you think you've won?
But Damon's response was not one of triumph, but rather of quiet confidence, his gaze fixed upon Theodore with a sense of inevitability. Instead of saying anything to him, he walked up to Tiffany. Damon's heart clenched with anguish as he knelt beside Tiffany, her complexion extremely pale. Justin looked at her and said,
"Let me help you have a look first. I have some basic medical knowledge from my military career."
His hands moved with practiced precision as he assessed Tiffany's condition, a flicker of concern clouding his eyes.
"Contact the nearby first aid."
I've already notified them. Mr. Hank, I am sorry. Please don't worry. I will be responsible for protecting Mr. Hemsworth in the future.
Viper's apology hung heavy in the air, his pale face a mask of regret as he sought redemption in the face of impending tragedy. But Justin's focus remained unwavering, his determination to save Tiffany eclipsing all other concerns.
You want to save her? Unfortunately, Mr. Murray has been hidden by me. You think I have no backup? This is really your fate.
I had gone to the hospital of Hillwood several times before and contacted many hospitals in Andover Province and Hoxia. There are no experts in intracranial surgery in Hoxia, so the general vegetative patients have no treatment at last.
Theodore's grin belied the gravity of the situation. his defiance a futile attempt to mask the fear that gnawed at his soul.
And if you want to save Tiffany, you'll have to pass through me.
Damon ignored him completely and was focused on Tiffany's condition. He could see that it was worsening, given she wasn't getting the medical attention that she should have. He suddenly turned towards Theodore and said,
Tell me, how do you want to die?
Damon's voice cut through the air like a blade, his eyes blazing with a fiery determination as he confronted Theodore with chilling resolve.
This will be your last word.
Theodore's body trembled in the face of Damon's wrath, a silent testament to the power that loomed over them all.
You don't want to save her?
Wrong answer.
And as the final showdown loomed on the horizon, the stage was set for a battle of wills that would decide the fate of them all. Theodore's gaze bore into Damon's, a futile attempt to mask the helplessness that gnawed at his soul. Despite his bravado, he was powerless against the tide of fate that swept over him like a merciless storm.
Damn you.
His words echoed through the air, a bitter lamentation for the shattered illusions of control that once held him in their grasp. He understood that Damon was a smart person and won't be controlled. Damon, however, remained unmoved, his steely resolve unyielding in the face of Theodore's desperation.
Damon, let's talk about things that are important and nothing else, okay? With Dr. Murray, there's a higher chance that Tiffany is able to live.
Theodore's bravado crumbled in the face of Damon's imposing presence, his once formidable demeanor reduced to mere shadows in the wake of Damon's unwavering resolve. Even in the Steel Trio, he hadn't seen anyone like him. At that moment, Theodore glimpsed a truth that shook him to his core, a realization that Damon was not just a man, but a force of nature unto himself. And as Theodore's mind raced with the implications of this newfound revelation, he couldn't help but feel a pang of understanding for Samantha's defiance in the face of adversity. At first, he thought that Samantha didn't want to expose her relationship with the Steel Trio, but now he understood. Even the Steel Trio was no competition for Damon.
Why don't you let me speak to Murray? If Tiffany doesn't recover, you can do anything you want to me by then.
Theodore clenched his teeth as he uttered those words. A while ago, he thought that he was in control, but the tables had turned. Even Viper, the once steadfast ally, had turned against him in an instant, leaving Theodore isolated and vulnerable amidst the chaos that threatened to consume him whole. And then, Mr. Josh, how did Damon make these allies?
Boss, the ship is here.
Just then, Justin alerted Damon, his voice cut through the tense atmosphere, a grim reminder of the imminent danger that still lurked on the horizon. It was an oil tanker.
Bring Tiffany up first.
Damon's command rang out with the authority of a king, his gaze unwavering as he laid bare the stark truth of their predicament. He stepped on the ship and looked back at Viper curiously, and understanding if he would be able to take care of Theodore.
Mr. Hemsworth, you can rest assured I can deal with this person.
Viper's words, though meant to reassure, carried with them a bitter sting of betrayal, a reminder of the fragile alliances that bound them together in this treacherous game of survival. He patted his chest and said,
Don't worry, I won't run away. Justin gave me my life back. I owe this to you.
With a nod of agreement, Damon turned to descend the stairs, his mind focused on the task at hand. But as he moved to leave, a sudden sound pierced the air, a harbinger of betrayal that shattered the fragile peace of the moment. Viper had done his job, and Theodore now found himself in the sea. Theodore's panicked cries echoed across the waves as he plunged into the icy depths below, his world spinning out of control in a whirlwind of chaos and betrayal. Theodore's heart pounded in his chest as the icy grip of death closed in around him, his mind consumed by a primal instinct to fight against the encroaching darkness. He knew what was in these treacherous waters. He saw his men falling in the sea one by one, He wanted Damon dead more than ever. In the midst of the churning waves, Theodore's hands trembled as he fumbled for his mobile phone, the last lifeline connecting him to the world above. He finally found some signals, thanks to the signal tower built by Viper.
I'm from the Hamilton family in Andover Province.
His voice echoed across the vast expanse of the sea, a desperate plea for justice in the face of overwhelming odds.
If there's a chance, don't let Damon go. Kill him.
With a trembling hand, he pressed send, his message carried by the digital currents of the ether to an unknown destination. And as the last vestiges of hope faded into the night, Theodore prayed that his final plea would reach the ears of those who could bring his nemesis to justice. The Hamilton family, once untouchable in their power and influence, now stood on the brink of destruction, their pride tarnished by the humiliation of their defeat at Damon's hands. First the Agape charity, now him. The Hamilton family were too scared to do anything themselves, but Theodore refused to surrender to despair, his mind alight with a newfound determination to seek retribution against his adversary. And so, he turned to the only allies he knew could bolster the Hamilton family's resolve, the Steel Trio.
The Steel Trio could give the Hamilton family courage.
But as he sent out his final plea for help, Theodore's heart sank with dread as he observed some turbulence in the water, for in the depths of the ocean, a new threat loomed on the horizon. A swarm of sharks drawn to the scent of blood and desperation, a trap set by him for Damon. But now he himself fell in it. Theodore's scalp tingled with fear as he watched the predators closing in around him, their sleek forms slicing through the turbulent waters with deadly precision. The sea churned with chaos, as the screams of the fallen echoed across the crimson-stained waters, each cry a haunting lament for lives lost amidst the turmoil of Damon's grand design. Justin's face darkened with remorse as he grappled with the weight of his failure, his mind consumed by the knowledge that his misstep had cost them dearly in the battle against the Hamilton family.
Tiffany was taken to the ship. The doctor checked on her and found that the situation is a little bad. Would you like to go down and have a look?
Damon's expression remained impassive, his thoughts hidden behind a mask of stoic resolve as he contemplated the dire situation that lay before them. Of course he wanted to see her, but would he be able to take in the sight?
What to do next?
Justin asked again, bringing Dam back to the realm of reality. Justin's urgency was palpable as he sought Damon's guidance, his voice tinged with a sense of desperation born from the weight of their precarious position.
If it were you, what would you do?
Damon posed a contemplative question to his mercenary. His consciousness surfaced as he saw men falling to their death at the hands of those deadly sharks.
It's hard to deal with this, boss. I understand your thoughts. If it were me, I wouldn't have let them fall down to the sea.
The sea roiled with unease as the ship approached. Justin continued justifying their actions.
Now that the Hamilton family was looking for them, it really was not easy to deal with this matter. We won a beautiful battle, but if we were caught red-handed by the Hamilton family, we would be at a disadvantage.
Damon's eyes were fixed at the mayhem that was happening at the sea, the voices of those men curbed by the horn of the incoming ship.
Could you repeat what you just said?
Justin followed the orders and repeated his observation.
What are we waiting for? Hurry up! Call the ship over to save those people.
Justin's gaze met Damon's with a silent understanding, a shared acknowledgement of the grim reality that lay before them, the lives lost, the sacrifices made, all in the name of a cause that now seemed futile in the face of overwhelming tragedy. As the ship drew closer, its bow cutting through the crimson-stained waters, a sense of urgency filled the air, mingling with the echoes of despair that reverberated across the desolate landscape. The sailors sprang into action, their fervor unwavering in the face of adversity as they raced to the aid of those in need, their shouts drowned out by the relentless honking of the ship's horn. But as they drove the sharks away and pulled the survivors from the depths, a grim realization settled over them like a shroud. The toll of the carnage wrought by Damon's machinations was too great to bear. He knew that the time was of the essence, and he was deliberately trying to delay which could have saved lives, even if it were a few. The captain quickly got off the ship, and went straight towards Damon.
What's going on?
The captain's voice was tinged with uncertainty as he approached Damon, his gaze searching for answers amidst the chaos that engulfed them. The captain wasn't sure if the carnage at the sea was caused by the man standing in front of him. However, Damon wasn't a worker at the oil field, and the captain was sure about it as he knew almost all the workers there. But amidst the wreckage of their shattered dreams, a glimmer of hope remained, a testament to the resilience of the human spirit in the face of insurmountable odds. The captain's heart raced with apprehension as he struggled to comprehend the gravity of the situation, his mind reeling with the implications of Damon's words. Damon gave a cigarette to the captain and said,
Hello, my name is Damon.
Justin's eyes widened in astonishment as Damon extended a hand in greeting, his demeanor a stark contrast to the clandestine nature of their mission. He would have run from the scene not taking any responsibility whatsoever. This made Damon untouchable, someone who isn't scared of facing adversities head-on.
Damon's way of doing things was very different from theirs.
And as Damon revealed his true identity to the captain, Justin's mind raced with uncertainty, his thoughts consumed by the enigmatic figure that stood before him.
This is...
The captain asked, not daring to take the cigarette, and looking at the bodies in the water. He clearly didn't want to be involved in anything and get his own hands dirty.
This is the son of the Hamilton family. He is quite rich and can spend a few billion at will.
Damon said as he lit a cigarette. The captain's heart pounded in his chest as he grappled with the implications of Damon's words, his instinct urging him to flee from the danger that lurked in their midst. Damon took a puff and continued.
However, at this moment, I can't tell which one he is out of this mess.
Captain was stunned listening to Damon. He wanted to run and call the police. But as Damon reassured him with a calm demeanor, the captain's fear began to ebb away, replaced by a sense of resignation to the inevitable fate that awaited them all.
Don't worry.
Damon looked at the cigarette's brand, speculating about the quality of this one that was made in Hoxia, as compared to the ones he used to smoke. He then continued,
Mr. Hamilton and I are on the same team. A few days ago, we were talking about an investment in the medical community of Andover Province. The media knew this too. Mr. Hamilton was successful and he was keen on his career. Recently, he was very interested in your oil fields, so he insisted on taking me here to have a look. You should come up with a good idea to explain this matter. Try to protect your reputation as much as possible.
Damon's words rang hollow in the captain's ears, unable to believe his empty words.
I was in fact friends with Mr. Theodore. It saddens me seeing what has happened to him.
Damon wanted to keep up the facade of being sad, however, he was too happy.
Fuck!
Damon burst out laughing, his laughter a jarring discordance amidst the somber backdrop of tragedy and deceit.
Well, I won't be able to explain it to you anymore.
And as Damon's facade crumbled before him, the captain's resolve hardened, his mind awash with the realization that the truth was far more sinister than he could have ever imagined.
You should inform the Hamilton family as soon as possible.
But beneath Damon's veneer of confidence lay a darkness that threatened to consume them all, a darkness born from the depths of his own ambition and desire for power.
Oh, and yes, the Hamilton family really wants to invest in your oil field. When their people come later, you would know what I said is true.
Captain was aware of the reputation of the Hamiltons. He didn't want to inform of this tragedy, but didn't want to let go of this chance either. The captain's hands trembled as he dialed the number, his heart heavy with the weight of the decision he was about to make. But as the line connected and the voice of the Hamilton family echoed through the receiver, he knew there was no turning back. Meanwhile, Damon reclined on the prow of the ship, the smoke of his cigarette mingling with the salty breeze as he contemplated the next move in his elaborate game of deception.
The name is Theodore.
Damon informed casually. His words hung in the air, a testament to the audacity of his plan as he reveled in the chaos that surrounded him. He then turned towards Justin, and throwing the cigarette at him, he asked,
Would you like one?
Are you sure you want the Hamilton family to come here?
Justin's voice was tinged with uncertainty as he voiced his concerns, his gaze fixed on Damon with a mixture of admiration and apprehension. Being more experienced than Damon, Justin had his apprehensions about Damon's plans.
Why not?
And as Justin pondered the implications of Damon's actions, a sense of admiration welled up within him, a silent acknowledgement of the cunning and resourcefulness that lay beneath Damon's calm exterior.
As soon as they come, wouldn't they find out it was you?
Then let them find out.
You are so awesome.
But amidst the praise and admiration, a sense of unease lingered, a nagging doubt that whispered of the dangers that lay ahead in their quest for power and dominance.
Don't tell me you want them to know about this, thank you, and invest in the oil field?
We'll see how it goes.
And as the ship sailed on into the unknown, their fates intertwined in a web of deceit and treachery. Only time would tell what the future held in store. The captain hurriedly made a call and swiftly returned to the deck. Theodore was indeed the son of the Hamilton family, but the response he received seemed oddly dissonant from Damon's account. The Hamilton family, upon hearing Damon's name, appeared more astonished than they were upon learning of Theodore's tragic fate at sea. The captain, both surprised and intrigued by the unfolding events, pondered the appearance and demeanor of the Hamilton family. Having spent decades at sea, he couldn't help but wonder if their arrival signaled impending success. Upon reaching the deck, the captain gazed at Damon, who responded with a confident smile.
Don't worry about me running away. I'm not going anywhere.
The captain, taken aback, struggled to find his words.
Why not explain the situation? Admit your mistake. You're still young.
Sir, believe me, the Hamilton family will prove my innocence.
Damon remained composed, even beginning to appreciate the surroundings. Before long, Jamari and Kingsley arrived, taking charge upon hearing of Theodore's demise. Their fury was palpable, fueled by the knowledge that Damon was responsible.
This is your doing.
Kingsley's presence on deck was intimidating, his anger directed squarely at Damon. Jamari's head bowed, had only met Theodore a handful of times. Despite this, his son's untimely death left him seething with rage. Leading a group of enforcers, Jamari confronted Damon, unwilling to let him escape. Justin intervened swiftly, preventing Jamari from taking drastic action.
Easy there.
Damon, unfazed, smiled faintly.
I invited you here as a courtesy, and this is how you repay me?
Where is my son?
He fell in love with the sea.
Damon's words masked a hidden delight, evident in his tone. But what kind of person was Jamari? How could he not tell how happy Damon was?
Fuck, is there any fecking law?
The law. Can the Hamilton family bear the consequences of the law?
They couldn't. None of the people behind the Hamilton family dared to take responsibility for what they had done. Yes, the Hamilton family couldn't beat Damon. After Damon got the evidence, he was not afraid of the Hamilton family anymore.
You just brought so few people with you.
Where was this place? A place where there was no one.
In terms of business means, Jamari was no match for Damon. The first time they fought, he had lost badly to Damon.
The Agape charity was his painstaking efforts. The whole Agape charity could be comparable to many big companies in business.
On this day, Jamari looked like he compromised on the surface, but he was bearing a lot of pressure in secret.
Fuck.
Jamari used his men to investigate all of Damon's companies. When he dug deeper into it, he got more anxious.
Jamari couldn't find out any of Damon's companies. He only found out about the Birch real estate, and it was still under the name of Naomi.
Who knew that before he figured everything out, Damon got himself in danger by doing this?
Damon, this is all worth it.
Jamari's face contorted with anger, his calm facade shattered.
Everybody, show him what we've got.
His men were taken aback by Jamari's sudden outburst.
I said this isn't the right way. They can fight anywhere, but here, seriously?
The captain watched from a distance, unwilling to intervene.
Whoever goes against the Hamilton family will end up dead.
Jamari's men charged forward, eager to confront Damon's faction. Kingsley remained motionless.
Kingsley? Deputy squad leader. You're a member of the Hamilton family?
The captain was astonished to recognize Kingsley from their military academy days.
What's going on here?
Kingsley feigned ignorance, though he was well aware of the unfolding events. Kingsley, well informed through his connections, pieced together the unfolding events.
This is a little messy. The kids nowadays are really reckless.
He kept his observations to himself, despite knowing the truth.
Yes, this matter is really serious. Not only are people killed, but your family is also involved.
Jamari, you said that I hurt your son. Do you have any evidence?
Damon remained composed as Jamari's men charged towards him.
Go to hell.
Jamari's anger boiled over, his focus solely on retribution.
The Hamilton family couldn't find any evidence against me.
Meanwhile, Theodore's fate took a sudden turn due to Viper's intervention. The sharks swarmed around the fallen figure of Theodore, drawn by the scent of blood. Viper, menacing but restrained, watched as Theodore met his own fate in the churning sea. Amidst the chaos, Kingsley's trained eye scanned the scene, his mind racing with calculations and conclusions. If an investigation were to take place, Theodore would bear the blame for the incident. However, Damon seemed determined to prevent any such inquiry from occurring.
It's really you.
The captain's excitement grew palpable. Kingsley got surprised. Kingsley's expression betrayed his astonishment. Damon wielded considerable influence, and the Hamilton family was cautious not to provoke him unnecessarily. While initially hesitant to support Jamari's attack on Damon, Kingsley recognized the isolation of their current location, the deserted oil field. Jamari, fueled by the loss of his son, was consumed by rage. Kingsley pretended to be too late. Kingsley's feigned delay was calculated. He anticipated Damon's imminent demise orchestrated by Jamari's forces.
Kill him.
Jamari's thirst for revenge surged. Yet, amidst the chaos of the confrontation, a sudden glimmer reflected across the darkening sea. At this hour, the ocean was already cast in shadow. While Jamari's men clashed with Damon's, the violence escalated swiftly. Kingsley turned towards the sea. Kingsley's sharp eyes caught the elusive glint.
Fuck.
To Kingsley's surprise, Viper appeared on the drilling rigs, sinisterly smiling and snapping photos with a camera.
Stop fighting!
Despite Kingsley's fervent commands, the chaos persisted, fueling the men's rage.
Stop fighting now!
His voice grew desperate as he attempted to restore order.
Stop fighting for God's sake!
Finally, Kingsley intervened directly, confronting Jamari to halt the skirmish. Jamari snapped out of his fury. At last, Jamari's men ceased their onslaught.
Damon, what are you doing?
Damon remained silent, communicating with Viper through his equipment.
I've recorded everything, Mr. Hemsworth.
Viper, in awe of Damon, felt indebted for his perceived salvation.
What should we do next, boss?
Aware of the Hamilton family's influence, Viper recognized the implications of his actions. Damon, contemplating his next move, drafted an email. He resolved to dispatch the incriminating video to its destined recipients.
Damn it, boss. If I send this video in that email, Jamari will be doomed for bringing the Hamilton family into this fight. With his status, he'll be dead.
Viper's realization left him astonished by the stakes involved. Kingsley got trembled. Kingsley, too, caught wind of Damon's intentions, his body reacting to the gravity of the situation.
Let's teach them a lesson.
Damon's words hung heavy in the air, his resolve firm and unwavering. Viper's excitement surged upon hearing Damon's command. His smile and knuckle-cracking signaled a deep sense of camaraderie and comfort in Damon's presence. It was a feeling he hadn't experienced before, making him momentarily grasp why Justin, a skilled mercenary, aligned himself with Damon. Before Damon could finish speaking, Kingsley sprung into action without hesitation, aware of the limited options in their dire situation. The primary solution seemed to be eliminating Damon, erasing any potential evidence. However, Viper's preparedness to disseminate the incriminating video made this option less viable despite the poor signal conditions. With a speedboat ready for escape under the drilling rigs, Kingsley knew Viper would flee the scene upon Damon's command. Yet, facing Justin presented the greatest challenge, as Kingsley quickly recognized the vast difference in skill and experience.
Stop!
Kingsley's command cut through the tension as he rushed forward, delivering a resounding slap across Jamari's face. Jamari got stunned and angered like in no time, but understood the gravity of the situation.
Do you think this isn't embarrassing enough? Apologize to Damon immediately.
The strict rules of the Hamilton family weighed heavily on Jamari, compelling him to comply with Kingsley's demands despite his resentment. Jamari was overwhelmed with emotions. Despite his age and stature, he appeared vulnerable and desolate in that moment of humiliation.
That woman cheated on you. The family didn't agree to your marriage. Apologize to Damon immediately. Still holding on to the scandal of an illegitimate child?
Kingsley's words cut deep, pushing Jamari to a place of utter powerlessness.
Mr. Hemsworth, it's our family's fault. I was impulsive and offended you over an illegitimate child. Handle this matter as you see fit. The Hamilton family stands ready to assist you.
Jamari's words dripped with humility, a stark departure from his usual demeanor. Despite his subservience, Damon remained displeased, a fact not lost on Jamari.
What happened to Agape Charity is our problem. It has nothing to do with you.
The weight of surrendering his life's work, the Agape Charity, weighed heavily on Jamari's shoulders. Yet, he felt powerless to fight for it. His act of submission underscored the stark reality of the Hamilton family's diminished influence in the face of Damon's wrath. Jamari's sense of defeat was palpable as he acknowledged his inability to match Damon's power. Each of the Hamilton brothers understood their strengths and roles within the family structure. Kingsley, highly capable and well-connected, surpassed Jamari in influence and resourcefulness, yet even he yielded to Damon's authority.
I apologize for Tiffany's situation. Once we're ashore, I'll personally seek treatment from Dr. Murray. If he fails, I will take full responsibility.
Damon's indifference towards Dr. Murray's abilities did not sway Jamari's resolve.
Okay.
Kingsley, breaking his silence, appealed to Damon for Viper's return of information.
Mr. Hemsworth, could you have Viper return the information to me? I was deliberately indulging Jamari earlier, and I apologize for any inconvenience.
Despite his request, Kingsley maintained composure in the face of Damon's refusal.
We can't give it to you. You and Viper are from two different worlds. If I asked him to return it, would he truly comply? If he did, you'd catch him.
The tension thickened as Damon asserted his authority, leaving Kingsley without recourse. The boundaries between their worlds remained starkly defined, underscoring Damon's dominance in the situation.
Besides, I wouldn't do that to my own men.
Damon's rejection was firm, leaving Kingsley staring in silent submission.
Mr. Hemsworth, I'm not acting solely for my benefit. I represent the Hamilton family. How can we rectify this situation? Money, land, anything you desire. We recently acquired land on Southfield Street. Perhaps you'd be interested in developing it.
Kingsley's attempt to win favor with Damon was met with disdain from Viper, who overheard the conversation. Viper got frustrated. Viper recognized the value of the Southfield Street land, realizing its potential for profit and growth within Andover Province. Meanwhile, the mere mention of Kingsley's name instilled fear in Viper, unlike others who merely sought Damon's favor. Damon, maintaining his composure, contemplated Kingsley's proposal with a blank expression, aware of Kingsley's probing. Unbeknownst to Kingsley, Damon held secrets even from him, leveraging the Serafino family's investments to his advantage.
Mr. Hemsworth, we can negotiate everything to your satisfaction.
Kingsley's attempt to smooth over the situation with the captain fell flat, leaving the captain at a loss for words. The captain's memory of Kingsley painted a picture of a vengeful and formidable individual. He recalled an incident from their school days where Kingsley's actions led to multiple expulsions over a minor conflict, showcasing his influence and power even then. As the ship docked, Kingsley eagerly informed Damon of Dr. Murray's arrival and his efforts with the International Medical Association.
Okay.
Damon's disinterest in conversing with Kingsley left him stunned. Kingsley got hesitant. Doubt clouded Kingsley's thoughts. Did Damon intend to kill him?
Mr. Hemsworth, what do you mean?
Kingsley's tone grew confrontational as he stopped at the dock, refusing to back down.
I don't trust you or any of my competitors. Did you order your men to attack me on this pier? If so, bring it on. But let me be clear. If you lay a finger on Tiffany, I'll kill you. Not just you, everyone in the Hamilton family. Don't believe me? Feel free to test that.
Damon's chilling threat hung heavy in the air, leaving Kingsley to grapple with the consequences of crossing him. The tense standoff underscored Damon's unwavering resolve and ruthless demeanor. Kingsley found himself at a loss for words, stunned by Damon's unexpected actions and the chaos that ensued. Despite Kingsley's readiness to retaliate, he hesitated under the weight of his responsibilities and impending promotion. Damon, without warning, ordered Tiffany's immediate hospitalization, leaving Kingsley bewildered.
Do it now.
Kingsley was taken aback by Damon's ruthless decisiveness.
Demon, do you know who we are?
Suppressing his anger, Kingsley realized that losing his composure could be fatal. As the unruly mob closed in, armed with bricks and baseball bats, Kingsley faced a dire situation.
Kingsley, what should we do?
The humiliation of the Hamilton family's predicament echoed loudly. Kingsley, clenching his fist and gritting his teeth, took out his phone, seeking a way out of the escalating conflict. The busy pier buzzed with activity as Damon and his companions disembarked, initially blending into the crowd of workers going about their tasks. Soon, the sound of a scuffle erupted, drawing the attention of curious onlookers. Men in dock and soldier uniforms clashed, the latter clearly outnumbered and unable to retaliate. Observers, delighted by the spectacle during their workday, gathered to watch the one-sided brawl unfold. Meanwhile, Kingsley, his hands trembling with indecision, weighed the consequences of a critical phone call.
Kingsley.
Jamari. Jamari's urgent voice underscored the gravity of the situation. Despite Jamari's protestations, Kingsley acknowledged the recent hardships faced by the Hamilton family, holding Jamari accountable.
Our family has already lost face recently, and it's because of you.
With his promotion on the line, Kingsley grappled with the weight of his decisions amidst the chaos and mounting pressure. Without Kingsley's intervention, Damon's men quickly gained the upper hand, restoring calm to the chaotic scene. Damon approached Kingsley with a smile, expressing gratitude for his cooperation regarding the Southfield street land.
Thank you. I'll proceed with the development of that property.
Kingsley concealed his annoyance behind a polite smile.
Mr. Hemsworth, if you need any assistance, please don't hesitate to reach out.
Damon acknowledged Kingsley's offer before departing.
Let's go.
Jamari, visibly upset and burdened, returned to the Agape charity, confronted with a wave of resignation letters. The gravity of enduring challenges together weighed heavily on Jamari's shoulders.
Sir, what should we do?
Accept the investigation.
The butler's concern mirrored Jamari's own inner turmoil. Jamari questioned the possibility of reconciliation between the Hamilton family and Damon. Meanwhile, Damon proceeded directly to the hospital after leaving the dock. Inside, Faith tearfully apologized to Tiffany for her misplaced trust and expressed deep regret.
Tiffany, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have trusted anyone so easily. Please wake up. I'm so sorry.
Despite her heartfelt apologies, Faith knew they couldn't erase the ordeal Tiffany had endured. The doctor emerged from Tiffany's room, his solemn expression signaling troubling news for Faith. Amidst the emotional turmoil at the hospital, Damon attempted to reassure Faith, who was overwhelmed with guilt and despair.
It's okay, Mrs. Vandergill. I'll find a solution.
Faith, however, remained despondent, doubting the effectiveness of any intervention, especially given Dr. Murray's reluctance.
What can we do? Even if Dr. Murray agrees, there's no guarantee it will work.
Are you blaming Damon? Without him, Tiffany wouldn't be back.
Johnson's rare display of anger towards his wife intensified Faith's distress. Meanwhile, Ferdinand arrived at the hospital, escorted by a doctor.
Mr. Sullivan, this way, please.
Ferdinand approached Damon cautiously.
Listen, when you see her, remain composed. Our time is different from yours. Love is paramount today, even if Damon may not understand women.
Naomi interjected, deliberately undermining any romantic prospects between her and Damon.
We are the Sullivan family. You can't expect me to settle for less than love, Grandpa.
Naomi's strategic maneuver aimed to dissuade her grandfather from pushing her towards Damon, emphasizing their incompatibility.
Are you sure you want me to go in?
Of course.
Naomi's response was resolute, though she couldn't explain her inner hesitation. With Naomi's affirmation, Ferdinand pushed open the door and entered, presenting a tonic he had prepared. Faith, amidst tears, glanced up and noticed Ferdinand's entrance, puzzled by his presence.
Who is this?
Johnson, awestruck, recognized Ferdinand, a revered figure in Andover province.
Mr. Sullivan, what brings you here?
Johnson idolized Ferdinand, skeptical of the accusations against him in the past. Meanwhile, Naomi felt frustrated, unable to disclose her grandfather's true intentions.
I'm here to visit Damon's girlfriend.
Johnson turned to Damon, astonished by the unexpected visit from Ferdinand, a figure of considerable influence.
Please have a seat.
Thank you.
Ferdinand settled into the seat and listened to the update on Tiffany's condition.
Damon, I have connections with doctors in California. If there's an opportunity, I can introduce you.
No, thank you. I have other plans in motion.
Damon declined Ferdinand's offer, relying instead on his own strategies for Tiffany's treatment.
I wish I could do more, but for now, let's share a meal together tonight. You deserve it after dealing with the Hamilton family.
Johnson, intrigued by Ferdinand's mention of the Hamilton family, was astonished at Damon's capabilities.
The Agape charity settled by Damon?
All right then.
Ferdinand departed the ward, expressing a bittersweet sentiment.
What a pity.
Don't worry about me, Grandpa.
I pity you, Naomi. You deserve better.
What?
You must learn from Tiffany.
Naomi, taken aback, was left speechless by her grandfather's unexpected remarks. Later that evening, Damon and his companions gathered for dinner at La Chino Hotel, attracting a crowd of curious onlookers.
Damon, are you planning to develop the land in the south of Andover province?
Yes. Naomi left me her real estate company, and I intend to develop it.
I advise against it. That land is highly coveted. Many wealthy individuals and influential figures are vying for it. I suspect the Hamilton family may have given it to you deliberately.
That's precisely why I want it. I've done my research, and it all aligns with the government's plans.
Damon's determination impressed Ferdinand, but it also reminded him of his own past troubles.
He's bold. I'll give him that.
Before Ferdinand could say more, Hedgehog rushed in with urgency.
Boss, something's gone down.
The abrupt interruption signaled trouble.
What's happened, Hedgehog? Speak.
Boss, it's the Hamilton family. They've mobilized their men near the Southfield Street development site. Looks like they're ready for a confrontation.
How many are we talking about?
Hard to say for sure, but at least a dozen armed men.
Damon's expression remained composed, but Ferdinand sensed the gravity of the situation.
Damon, this isn't something to take lightly. The Hamiltons are a powerful force in this region. Are you prepared for this?
We anticipated resistance. Hedgehog, gather our men. We'll meet them head on.
As Damon and his team prepared to confront the Hamilton family's forces, Ferdinand observed the scene with a mix of concern and admiration for Damon's resolve.
This young man, he has the fire of ambition, but does he fully grasp the risks?
Meanwhile, at the Southfield Street site, tensions were escalating. The Hamilton family's men, led by Jamari, were positioned strategically, ready for a clash.
Keep your eyes peeled. Damon's crew won't back down easily.
The atmosphere was charged with anticipation and apprehension.
I must warn Damon, the Hamiltons won't hesitate to use force.
Let's go, everyone. We need to show them we mean business.
With Hedgehog leading the way, Damon's team departed swiftly, leaving Ferdinand to ponder the implications of this escalating conflict.
I hope Damon knows what he's getting into.
As tensions mounted between two formidable forces, the outcome hung in the balance, awaiting the clash that would determine the fate of the coveted Southfield Street development. In the midst of uncertainty, Ferdinand's past experiences echoed warnings in his mind. He hoped Damon's boldness would not lead to unforeseen consequences. Ferdinand's surprise grew as he listened to Damon's confident assertions. The young man's determination and unwavering resolve left an impression on Ferdinand, contrasting sharply with his own cautious nature. He pondered Damon's intentions and the weight of his words.
I have to secure this piece of land. The Hamilton family's influential, but I'm prepared to handle whatever they throw at me. If they resort to tricks, I have a plan.
Damon's straightforward confidence resonated in Ferdinand's mind, prompting a reflection on his own past approach.
This young man has a boldness I lacked.
Damon then revealed the true purpose behind his call to Ferdinand.
The main reason I called you back was to clear your name and prove your innocence.
Ferdinand was taken aback by this unexpected declaration. He hadn't anticipated such a noble gesture from Damon, who seemed intent on not only pursuing his own ambitions, but also righting past wrongs.
To think he's taking on the Hamiltons while also seeking justice for me.
Damon's actions spoke volumes about his character and the depth of his convictions. Ferdinand marveled at the stark contrast between Damon's boldness and his own cautious approach.
Perhaps I've been too slow and methodical.
As Ferdinand contemplated these thoughts, Damon turned to Hedgehog, signaling that it was time to speak.
Boss, the Hamiltons are mobilizing near the Southfield Street site. They're prepared for a confrontation.
Hedgehog's report shifted the focus back to the imminent clash with the Hamilton family, underscoring the gravity of the situation.
Gather our men. We'll meet them head on.
Damon's poised demeanor contrasted with the tension in the room. Ferdinand watched with a mix of admiration and concern, realizing that he was witnessing a pivotal moment in Damon's ascent.
He's determined to carve his path, consequences be damned.
As Damon's plan unfolded, Ferdinand's thoughts lingered on the lessons he could learn from this young visionary who seemed destined for greatness. Hedgehog relayed the news about Viper's altercation. Damon's calm demeanor contrasted sharply with the gravity of the situation.
I'll go check on Viper once we're done here.
How can you be so calm? Viper was in serious danger.
Viper's a seasoned fighter. He could handle much worse.
That's true, but he was outnumbered this time.
Despite the urgency of the situation, Damon remained composed, confident in Viper's abilities. He swiftly made plans to leave, demonstrating his decisive leadership.
Let's wrap this up and eat on the way.
Damon's command spurred his companions into action, preparing to leave the dinner table promptly. Meanwhile, Ferdinand's concern intensified upon learning about Mr. Daniels' involvement in the disturbance.
Mr. Daniels, men? This could escalate quickly.
Reacting swiftly, Ferdinand attempted to reach Damon, seeking to avert potential conflict in Andover province.
Damon, it's urgent. Respond immediately.
With no response from Damon, Ferdinand turned to Naomi, hoping she would intervene.
Naomi, stop Damon from going to Southgate Boulevard.
Naomi's nonchalant response perplexed Ferdinand.
Sure thing, Grandpa.
Naomi's demeanor left Ferdinand uneasy, knowing the seriousness of the situation. As Naomi agreed to assist, her casual response belied the urgency Ferdinand felt. She then excused herself to take a shower, leaving Ferdinand anxious and uncertain of her commitment.
I hope Naomi understands the gravity of the situation.
The urgency of Damon's situation and the looming threat of conflict in Andover province heightened tensions, underscoring the precariousness of the situation for Damon and his associates. Naomi's frustration with her grandfather Ferdinand echoed silently within her as she hurried to intercept Damon, knowing her delay might already be too late to prevent potential conflict.
Grandpa really went too far this time. How could he ask me to stop Damon?
After her shower, Naomi realized her critical error in timing. With Damon already passing Southgate Boulevard, she raced to catch up, her apprehension mounting. Meanwhile, Damon arrived at the site of the Hartsville residential demolition, a project fraught with complex history and significance, particularly tied to Ferdinand's past ventures.
What happened here?
Damon's arrival at the residential area revealed a chilling sight. Viper suspended above the entrance, a gruesome display of violence.
Damn, they didn't hold back.
Hedgehog, recognizing the severity of Viper's condition, rushed to assist him. The sight of Viper's injuries revealed the ruthless precision of the assailants, prompting Damon to take swift action.
How is he?
Viper's critical state compelled Hedgehog to propose a quick solution.
He needs immediate help. I know a nearby clinic.
Let's get him there.
Damon's decision underscored his commitment to his comrades, demonstrating leadership and determination in the face of adversity. With Viper's life hanging in the balance and tensions escalating, Damon's resolve remained steadfast, navigating through a perilous situation with calculated resolve.
I'm sorry I caused you trouble, Mr. Hemsworth. My temper got the best of me.
Your temper does indeed cause issues.
I'm not your typical killer. I've got a bit of a temper. What I did embarrassed me. I heard you've ranked first in Hillwood. Are you the only one in this field?
Your temper doesn't suit your role. How did things escalate?
I was attacked from behind with stun sticks. I could have taken them all out.
Tell me what happened.
I heard the area was dangerous. It's been 5 years since the demolition, and no one's taken over. When I saw the construction machinery, I thought it was your territory.
It's ours. Continue.
I reasoned with them, but then Mr. Daniels showed up. He's bad news, Damon.
Viper's account revealed the complexity of the situation. Damon's acknowledgement of their shared responsibility demonstrated his leadership. The scene was tense as Damon and his men infiltrated the construction site of Hartsville Residential, determined to confront Chase Daniels and his associates head-on. The air was thick with the scent of gasoline, a stark contrast to the darkening sky above.
Let's give him a lesson and make him bleed.
Will it hurt? I'm a little scared. Do you think I still have time to beg for mercy?
It's not too late. Let's find Chase Daniels and settle this once and for all.
Chase Daniels comes from a powerful family with a history of causing trouble. But I don't think they're behind this mess.
Damon shook his head. His expression hardened with resolve.
We won't need to look for him. We'll make him come to us.
The construction site was littered with expensive machinery, unguarded and vulnerable. It was a bold move by Daniels, indicative of his brazen attitude. As Damon and his crew moved deeper into the construction area, tension mounted. They were prepared for a confrontation, knowing full well the risks involved.
Stay alert. We'll find Daniels and settle this quickly.
The air was charged with anticipation as Damon's group approached the heart of the construction zone. Their mission was clear: to confront Daniels and reclaim what was rightfully theirs.
Keep your eyes open. We'll handle this swiftly.
Amid the silence of the night, the smell of gasoline lingered, adding an eerie backdrop to the impending clash. Damon's determination was palpable as he led his men deeper into the construction site, ready to face whatever awaited them. Outside the perimeter of Hartsville Residential, the pungent smell of gasoline hung heavy in the air, a telltale sign of Damon's calculated intentions.
Boss, it's about time. It may blow up.
You mean there's not enough gasoline? Let's make sure.
Damon proceeded to pour more gasoline, intensifying the acrid scent that permeated the area. Hedgehog remained silent, knowing better than to challenge Damon's authority. As Damon and his men worked, pedestrians passing by caught whiffs of the gasoline and hurriedly retreated, wary of the potential danger. Yet despite the ominous atmosphere, no one dared to involve the authorities. Hartsville Residential had a history of trouble under Chase's rule. The recent incident involving a young nurse had left a dark shadow over the site. Although someone eventually called the police, Chase's influence and financial resources shielded him from consequences. Damon's actions were a calculated response to the escalating tensions. By dousing the construction site with gasoline, he aimed to send a clear message to Chase Daniels and anyone else who dared to challenge his authority.
Stay focused, we're here to settle things.
As Damon and his crew stood amid the lingering scent of gasoline, their presence was a testament to their resolve. The night was fraught with anticipation, the air charged with the potential for confrontation. The Marvel Club's private room was synonymous with Chase Daniels' authority, a space where he reveled in his power over others. Inside, two women swayed their bodies enticingly, but their expressions betrayed anxiety. To be favored by Chase was a dubious honor, fraught with peril.
I'm so bored. I should find someone more interesting.
Chase's attention shifted to his phone, tapping out a message to an accomplice who scouted prospective targets.
Got your eyes on someone already?
As Chase prepared to depart, the women beside him trembled, sensing their impending fate. Chase's disinterest signaled their inevitable demise. However, before Chase could leave, An unexpected interruption shattered the room's tense atmosphere.
Mr. Daniels, something happened?
Can't you see I'm busy? What's more important than my rest?
Chase's impatience culminated in a swift slap, followed by the contemptuous gesture of pouring wine over the unfortunate messenger's face. Inside the Marvel Club's private enclave, chaos brewed beneath a facade of opulence, a testament to the pervasive influence of Chase Daniels within Andover Province. Chase's menacing laughter filled the room, reverberating off the walls as his underlings joined in, mocking the notion that anything could threaten Hartsville Residential.
Can't you come up with something more convincing? Nothing happens at Hartville Residential.
Exactly. Mr. Daniels isn't worried about those expensive machines for no reason.
Despite the bravado, the unmistakable scent of gasoline lingered in the air, casting doubt on their bravado.
Let's go see for ourselves. If it's nothing, we'll make some trouble anyway.
With a sinister grin, Chase's eyes glinted with anticipation, relishing the chaos to come.
Pray there's something there. Otherwise, you and your family will be in hot water.
Moments later, Chase's black Jeep rumbled to a stop at the gates of Hartsville Residential, where the acrid smell of gasoline intensified.
Damn it, there's really gasoline here.
Without hesitation, Chase bolted toward the residential area, his men in tow, only to be greeted by a deafening explosion.
Who did this?
Amidst the chaos, Damon's presence was conspicuously absent, leaving Chase and his men to confront the inferno alone. In the heart of Hartsville Residential, flames danced and debris scattered, a testament to the brewing conflict between forces that now ignited the night sky. Damon's car journey was abruptly interrupted by a shocking message about the Hamilton family, casting a somber shadow over the night's events.
Jamari's dead?
Indeed. It said he took his life out of fear of being exposed.
Damon's thoughts raced as he processed the news, realizing the stakes were higher than anticipated.
Setting fire tonight might lead to even more consequences.
As they arrived at Agape Charity, a scene of unrest greeted them, a sea of protesters demanding accountability and transparency.
Pay back our money? Agape Charity, pay back our money.
Among the crowd, Damon spotted familiar faces, genuine donors who felt betrayed by the organization's deceptive practices.
These protesters are genuine donors seeking answers. This won't go unnoticed.
Amidst the chaos, Damon's attention was diverted by the arrival of a police car behind him. Robert Mendez, in a state of urgency, approached Damon with a mix of concern and urgency.
Damon, I finally found you.
The gravity of the moment was palpable, tensions rising as unforeseen events unfolded, intertwining Damon's path with a complex web of intrigue and danger. Damon's mind raced to comprehend the gravity of the situation. A mysterious adversary had orchestrated a dangerous move against him.
Jamari didn't jump, he was murdered.
Now you're coming to your senses, Damon, but this mess with the list, it's putting you in real danger.
Damon's expression darkened as Robert recounted the alarming events surrounding the list and its impact.
The police station is buzzing with excitement over that list. They practically want to frame your picture on their walls.
Damon's shock was evident, grappling with the sudden escalation of threats.
I didn't send any list.
Really? The list causing this uproar is making waves beyond our control.
Damon's mind raced to grasp the sinister implications, aware of the hidden dangers lurking in the shadows.
The stakes are high now. Someone's out for blood, and it's not just the Agape Charity's clients.
Damon's gaze hardened, the reality of his predicament sinking in.
Find out who's behind this.
Better get some protection. This is beyond ordinary trouble.
Damon nodded, recognizing the gravity of the threat.
Can we access the security footage?
The culprit was too slick, dodged the cameras and sent the list under the radar.
As tensions escalated and unseen adversaries moved in the shadows, Damon braced for the storm ahead, determined to unravel the mystery and confront the looming threat head-on. Damon's mind churned with possibilities and potential adversaries, each with their own motives and methods.
Chase isn't behind this. He's more about threats than outright action.
Hedgehog outlined the landscape of potential enemies, from the Hamilton family to the Steele Trio and Russian interests.
Let's hope it's not the Russian money laundering bank. They won't play nice.
I'd prefer it was them.
As the weight of the situation settled on Damon, Robert's message arrived, a photo of the enigmatic parcel.
specially processed, no fingerprints.
With few leads and mounting danger, Damon turned to Justin, a seasoned mercenary, to untangle the mystery.
I'm stimulating the economy, Justin.
Damon's smile belied the seriousness of the situation, his strategic mind seeking solutions amid the chaos.
You've got the agency on speed dial, Damon.
The exchange revealed a history of reliance on Justin's expertise, a testament to their shared endeavors in navigating perilous waters.
This goes deeper than we thought.
Damon's determination solidified, his resolve unyielding as he awaited Justin's insight into the enigmatic parcel and the ominous forces lurking in the shadows. The collision unfolded with sudden ferocity, the opposing vehicle bearing down on Damon and Hedgehog's car.
Hang on.
Despite the impact, Damon's adherence to safety protocols, like fastening his seatbelt, ensured his safety.
Damn it.
Hedgehog's frustration erupted, his fury aimed at the reckless driver who had caused the collision.
What the hell are you doing?
I forgot my medicine.
Hedgehog sensed deception in Lex's trembling demeanor, his suspicion mounting as Lex's gaze fixated on Damon.
Who sent you?
Lex's criminal history was no secret to Hedgehog, the man's nefarious reputation preceding him like a dark shadow.
Lex Crawford, always in trouble but slippery as an eel.
As the confrontation intensified, Hedgehog's instincts warned of deeper implications behind the orchestrated collision.
Tell me now.
I don't know.
Lex's evasion fueled Hedgehog's frustration, his mind racing to unravel the mystery behind this calculated attack.
Don't play games with me, Lex.
Damon, assessing the situation, remained composed despite the chaos around him.
We need answers, Hedgehog.
With the scent of danger thick in the air, Damon and Hedgehog stood poised to uncover the truth behind this deliberate assault, wary of the unseen forces manipulating events around them. Lex's cryptic response unveiled a chilling motive, his mention of Damon's interference with another's fun time, hinting at a deeper vendetta.
Who sent you?
It doesn't matter if you know.
Lex's smirk betrayed a dark satisfaction, his words laden with veiled threats and unsettling implications. Lex's sinister insinuation sent a shiver down Damon's spine, the gravity of the situation becoming palpable.
What are you talking about?
You disturbed his playtime. Now he wants to play with you.
Tell us everything.
Hedgehog's demand was met with a sly grin from Lex, the man reveling in the chaos he had sown.
You'll find out soon enough.
With Lex's ominous warning hanging in the air, Damon and Hedgehog realized they were entangled in a dangerous game orchestrated by unseen forces.
We'll deal with this.
Determination etched on his face. Damon's focus shifted to unraveling the mystery behind this orchestrated attack.
Don't underestimate us.
Hedgehog's warning carried a steely resolve, his eyes fixed on Lex, who remained defiant despite the predicament he had orchestrated.
We'll see.
Lex's nonchalance belied the simmering tension, his parting words leaving Damon and Hedgehog to confront the looming threat now set in motion. The sudden turn of events left Lex reeling in excruciating pain, his bravado evaporating into stark terror.
Ah, what the hell?
The impromptu retaliation by Hedgehog caught Lex off guard, the sharp license plate piercing into his flesh with searing intensity.
Now, tell us who sent you.
Damon's voice cut through the chaos, his demeanor unwavering amidst the unfolding spectacle.
I'll talk, just stop this!
Lex's cries echoed through the tense atmosphere, his facade crumbling under the weight of unyielding pain.
Who sent you here?
Hedgehog's demand was met with a pained grimace from Lex, the once defiant figure now subdued by agony.
It was Black Eagle.
Lex's revelation sent a chill through Damon and Hedgehog, the name of the elusive figure resonating with ominous implications.
Where can we find Black Eagle?
Damon's inquiry brooked no resistance, his resolve sharpening as he sought answers in the wake of Lex's confession.
I don't know. He contacts through intermediaries.
Lex's disjointed words were punctuated by sharp gasps, his struggle to speak betraying the depths of his anguish.
Enough. Get him out of here.
Damon's command signaled the end of their encounter with Lex, the wounded man left to grapple with the consequences of his actions.
Let's go.
With a nod from Hedgehog, Damon turned away, his thoughts consumed by the looming threat of Black Eagle and the mysterious web he had woven.
You'll regret this!
Lex's parting words echoed faintly, the harbinger of greater turmoil to come as Damon and Hedgehog ventured deeper into the shadows of Andover Province. Naomi's curt dismissal left Damon contemplating his next move, the urgency of the situation clear in his mind.
We need to get to Sullivan's company now.
Damon's command spurred Hedgehog into action, the urgency of their mission overshadowing any lingering doubts.
We'll find Mr. Daniels before he does something stupid.
Hedgehog's resolve echoed Damon's determination, their shared purpose driving them forward into the night.
Keep me updated on Naomi's location.
Damon's phone buzzed with each passing moment, the weight of impending danger pressing down upon him.
We're almost there.
Hedgehog's assurance cut through the tension, their destination drawing closer with every passing mile.
We can't let him hurt her.
Damon's words carried a sense of urgency, his thoughts consumed by the looming threat posed by Mr. Daniels.
We won't.
Hedgehog's assurance bolstered Damon's resolve, the two men hurtling towards Sullivan's company in a race against time.
Stay sharp.
Damon's quiet command permeated the air, the weight of their mission settling upon them as they neared their destination.
Always.
Hedgehog's unwavering determination mirrored Damon's resolve, their partnership tested by the gravity of their task.
We're almost there.
Damon's words were a quiet affirmation, their journey marked by the imminent confrontation awaiting them at Sullivan's company.
Ready.
With determination etched into their expressions, Damon and Hedgehog braced themselves for the inevitable showdown, their fates intertwined in the unfolding drama of Andover Province. Naomi's frustration simmered as she arrived at Sullivan's family company, her discomfort palpable in the face of the impending encounter with Chase Daniels. Exiting her vehicle, Naomi was greeted by a man with a beard, his demeanor expectant as he conveyed Chase's summons to the Indigo nightclub.
Ms. Sullivan, you're finally here. Mr. Daniels is waiting for you at the Indigo nightclub.
Naomi surveyed the group of individuals surrounding her, their silent insistence leaving her with no choice but to comply.
Fine.
Despite her reluctance, Naomi followed the group's lead, her unease growing with each step toward the unfamiliar destination. As they approached the nightclub, Naomi's apprehension mounted, the pulsating music and neon lights signaling the bustling atmosphere within.
What am I doing here?
Naomi's thoughts echoed her discomfort, her distaste for such establishments clear as she entered the nightclub. Inside, the cacophony of sounds assaulted Naomi's senses, the overwhelming atmosphere a stark contrast to her usual surroundings.
This is ridiculous.
Naomi's disdain was evident, her reluctance to engage in the revelry of the nightclub setting palpable. Amidst the chaos, Naomi searched for Chase, her resolve steeled against the discomfort of the situation.
Where is he?
Naomi's determination cut through the noise, her gaze sweeping the crowded venue for any sign of Chase Daniels. As Naomi navigated the nightclub's bustling interior, her thoughts lingered on Damon's warning, the gravity of her grandfather's situation weighing heavily on her mind.
What does Chase want with me?
Naomi's apprehension deepened, her sense of unease growing with each passing moment in the unfamiliar environment. Amidst the chaotic atmosphere, Naomi braced herself for the impending encounter with Chase Daniels, her resolve tested by the uncertainty of the night ahead. Naomi's discomfort grew as she stood in the midst of the nightclub's lively scene, unwilling to comply with Chase's suggestive request.
Mr. Daniels, I came here because you wanted to talk. Let's get to the point.
Oh, come on, Ms. Sullivan. We're here to have some fun, aren't we? No need to be so serious all the time.
I'm not here to dance. Tell me what you want.
All right, if you insist. Let's step outside for some air then.
Naomi's patience was wearing thin, her resolve firm against Chase's attempts to divert her focus. Stepping outside with Chase, Naomi maintained a guarded stance, her expression betraying her wariness.
Now, what's this all about?
You know, I've always admired your family's business acumen. I think we can be great partners, you and I.
Naomi's skepticism deepened, her suspicion of Chase's motives evident.
Partners in what exactly?
In expanding our horizons, Miss Sullivan, your family's connections, my resources. Imagine what we could achieve together.
Naomi's gaze remained steely, her instincts warning her against any collaboration with Chase Daniels.
I'm not interested in any partnership with you, Mr. Daniels.
Such a shame, Ms. Sullivan. I had hoped we could work together.
Naomi's resolve hardened, her determination clear as she prepared to leave the uncomfortable encounter behind.
I'm leaving now. This conversation is over.
With that, Naomi turned on her heel and walked away, her departure signaling the end of Chase's unwelcome proposition. As Naomi exited the nightclub, she left behind the noise and chaos, her focus returning to the pressing matters awaiting her outside the confines of Indigo nightclub. Naomi's heart raced as she realized the perilous situation she was in. She glanced around, but there was little room to maneuver in the crowded nightclub.
What did you put in the drink?
Just something to help us relax and talk business, Miss Sullivan. Trust me.
Naomi's instincts screamed danger, her mind racing for an escape plan.
I'm not drinking that.
Oh, but you will. It's not a request.
The atmosphere shifted. Tension thickened the air as Chase's associates closed in around Naomi.
Let me go.
Drink, Ms. Sullivan. Don't make this difficult.
Naomi's heart pounded in her chest, her options dwindling. In a split-second decision, Naomi feigned compliance, taking the glass from Chase's hand.
Fine.
With the glass in hand, Naomi discreetly scanned for an opportunity, her mind racing against the encroaching threat. As the pressure intensified, Naomi steadied herself, her determination unwavering beneath the surface.
Good girl.
Naomi brought the glass to her lips, her eyes fixed on Chase as she played for time. Suddenly, Naomi seized the moment, feigning a stumble that sent the contents of the glass splashing onto the floor. Chaos erupted, the sudden distraction buying Naomi a crucial moment of freedom.
Stop her!
With swift precision, Naomi darted through the scattering crowd, her adrenaline-fueled escape propelling her toward the exit. Naomi burst into the cool night air, the cacophony of the nightclub fading behind her as she sprinted toward safety. She knew she had narrowly evaded a perilous trap, her mind reeling with the realization of Chase Daniels' dangerous intentions. As Naomi disappeared into the darkness, she vowed to confront the looming threat head-on, her determination unyielding in the face of adversity. Naomi felt trapped, surrounded by the pulsing chaos of the nightclub and the menacing presence of Chase and his associates.
Drink up, Naomi. You know how this works.
Naomi's mind raced, her heart heavy with dread. She knew the stakes were high, her grandfather's fate hanging in the balance.
I won't do it.
Oh, you will.
Naomi's resolve hardened, her eyes flashing defiance amidst the looming threat.
Fine. Have it your way.
With a snap of his fingers, Chase's associates moved in, their intentions clear. Chaos erupted as Naomi struggled against the encroaching grasp, her fear giving way to fierce determination. In a surge of adrenaline, Naomi broke free, her every instinct propelling her toward escape. Amidst the pandemonium, Naomi fought her way through the throng, her only goal to reach safety. Bursting into the night air, Naomi sprinted into the darkness, leaving behind the suffocating grip of Chase Daniels and his sinister domain. Her breath ragged, Naomi pressed on, her spirit unbroken despite the harrowing ordeal. As she disappeared into the shadows, Naomi vowed to confront Chase's treachery head-on, her determination unwavering in the face of adversity. The tension reached a breaking point as Naomi found herself cornered, faced with the harrowing prospect of forced drugging. The pulsing music and chaotic atmosphere of the nightclub seemed to close in around her, amplifying her fear and desperation.
Stop! Please don't do this.
Last chance, Naomi.
Time seemed to slow as Chase's ultimatum hung heavy in the air, the looming threat of irreversible consequences palpable.
Now!
With a surge of panic, Naomi's mind raced for a way out, her every instinct urging her to fight back. Amidst the chaos, a commotion erupted as Naomi seized a fleeting opportunity. In a flash of adrenaline-fueled determination, Naomi broke free from the encircling grasp, her heart pounding with desperate resolve. Bursting into the night air, Naomi sprinted into the darkness, her breath ragged with exertion and fear. As she disappeared into the shadows, Naomi vowed never to underestimate the treachery of Chase Daniels again, her spirit unbroken despite the harrowing ordeal. In the distance, the pulsing beat of the nightclub faded, replaced by the rhythm of Naomi's determined steps, her resolve unwavering in the face of adversity. The tension in the nightclub was palpable as Damon and Hedgehog faced off against Chase Daniels and his cronies. Chase, in his drunken excitement, taunted Damon with threats and boasts, while Hedgehog urged caution and a strategic retreat.
Ah, the hero arrives. Are you ready to face real despair, Damon?
Let's settle this, Chase.
Boss, we should think this through. These guys are dangerous.
Oh, what's the rush? Let's have some fun before we get down to business.
As the tension mounted, Naomi's heart raced with fear for Damon's safety. She knew Chase was unpredictable and ruthless, capable of anything to assert his dominance.
Come on, Damon. Show me what you've got.
Stay close, Naomi. We'll handle this.
Hedgehog's eyes darted around the room, assessing the situation. He knew they were outnumbered, but he also trusted Damon's skill and determination.
Boss, we should get Naomi out of here. I can handle these goons.
Well, are you ready to face the consequences?
Let's end this, Chase.
The atmosphere crackled with tension as Damon and Hedgehog prepared to confront Chase and his gang, their fates hanging in the balance amidst the chaotic backdrop of the nightclub. In that moment, Naomi clung to hope, praying for Damon's safety as the confrontation unfolded in the dimly lit nightclub, shadows dancing with uncertainty. As the tense confrontation escalated in the nightclub, Damon and Hedgehog faced off against Chase Daniels and his menacing threats. Chase, fueled by arrogance and a desire for dominance, pushed Naomi toward Damon with a forceful kick, catching everyone off guard.
What do you think? Wanna play?
Naomi, stay back.
Boss, watch out!
Before Hedgehog could intervene, Chase moved with lightning speed, closing the distance between them in a blur. Chase's attack was swift and precise, catching Damon off guard as he lunged forward with aggressive intent. Damon managed to deflect Chase's strike, but the force behind it was enough to stagger him.
Not today, Chase.
Come on, Damon. Let's dance.
The chaos unfolded as Damon and Chase engaged in a fierce confrontation, their movements a blur of skill and determination amidst the pulsing rhythm of the nightclub. Hedgehog stood ready, poised to support Damon at a moment's notice, his gaze locked on the unfolding battle.
Boss, stay sharp.
Naomi, shaken but determined, watched anxiously, her trust in Damon unwavering amidst the chaotic clash. In the dimly lit club, the fate of the Sullivan family hung in the balance as Damon faced off against Chase, each move carrying the weight of their intertwined destinies. As the tense confrontation unfolded in the nightclub, Damon, despite the brutal blow from Chase, managed to stand his ground, his determination overriding the pain. Naomi, filled with a mix of worry and frustration, could only watch as Damon steadied himself, refusing to back down.
I'm not letting him get away with this.
Naomi's heart sank as she watched Damon summon his strength, his eyes locked on Chase with a fierce resolve. Despite the blood trickling down his back, Damon's focus remained unwavering. Chase, reveling in his perceived advantage, sneered at Damon's resilience.
You think you can still fight, Damon? You're nothing compared to the power behind me.
Damon's jaw clenched as he braced himself, shielding Naomi protectively. But Damon was determined to confront Chase head-on, refusing to let fear or pain weaken his resolve.
Who's behind you, Chase? Who's pulling your strings?
Chase's smirk widened, his eyes glinting with a sinister satisfaction.
Oh, I'll enlighten you before your demise. You and Naomi may share a surname, but your fate couldn't be more different. Shouldn't you have been warned not to meddle in the affairs of Southgate Boulevard?
Naomi's heart skipped a beat. Southgate Boulevard. The name sent shivers down her spine. She knew the reputation of that shadowy enclave, a nexus of power and corruption that wielded influence like a weapon. Damon's gaze narrowed, his mind racing with possibilities.
Southgate Boulevard. So, this is bigger than I thought.
Naomi's eyes widened with realization. The ominous warning from Chase hinted at forces far beyond their current predicament. In the midst of the chaos, Damon and Naomi faced an adversary whose reach extended into the darkest corners of Andover Province.
I won't let him intimidate us.
As Damon prepared to confront Chase once more, his thoughts raced. The revelation about Southgate Boulevard added a layer of complexity to their predicament, raising questions about the true nature of their adversaries. With Naomi by his side, Damon steeled himself for the imminent showdown, his mind focused on unraveling the mysteries lurking beneath the surface.
Let's finish this, Chase.
As the tension mounted, Damon's resolve burned bright, determined to uncover the truth behind the enigmatic forces that threatened them both. The tension in the nightclub escalated rapidly as Chase unleashed a series of swift and deadly attacks against Damon, wielding a glinting dagger with expert precision. Damon, though wounded and covered in blood, deftly evaded each strike with remarkable agility, his military training manifesting in his swift movements. Naomi watched in shock and horror as the confrontation unfolded before her eyes. Damon's calculated evasion was a testament to his combat prowess, each dodge a narrow escape from Chase's relentless assaults.
Damon, be careful.
Chase's face contorted with frustration and rage as Damon continued to evade his attacks.
Stay still, you coward!
Damon's focus remained unwavering, his movements calculated and precise. With each evasive maneuver, he maintained a defensive stance, waiting for an opportunity to counter.
You'll have to do better than that, Chase.
Despite the chaos around them, Damon's training kicked in, his mind analyzing Chase's movements, searching for a strategic advantage. The nightclub patrons, previously enthralled by Chase's antics, now watched in stunned silence as Damon skillfully evaded the onslaught, his resolve unyielding. Naomi's heart raced as she watched Damon navigate the danger with astonishing composure. She knew Damon was capable, but witnessing his tactical prowess firsthand left her awestruck.
He's incredible.
As the skirmish intensified, Damon seized a fleeting opportunity, disarming Chase with a swift maneuver that sent the dagger clattering across the floor. Chase, momentarily caught off guard, snarled with renewed fury, his pride wounded by Damon's resilience.
You think you've won? I'm not finished!
With a sudden burst of aggression, Chase lunged forward, grappling Damon in a fierce struggle. The two adversaries grappled amidst the chaos, each determined to gain the upper hand. The nightclub erupted into chaos as Damon and Chase clashed with unrelenting ferocity, their struggle intensifying with each passing moment.
Damon.
Naomi, torn between fear and admiration, could only watch as Damon fought valiantly against overwhelming odds, his every move a testament to his unwavering resolve. In the heart of the nightclub, amidst the clamor and chaos, Damon stood firm, a beacon of defiance against the forces that sought to crush him. With Naomi's safety at stake, Damon's determination burned brighter than ever, his resolve unyielding in the face of adversity. The confrontation in the nightclub reached a critical juncture as Chase, driven by rage and desperation, aimed to strike Naomi with lethal intent. Damon, acting swiftly to protect Naomi, intercepted Chase's assault, placing himself directly in harm's way.
Damon, no.
Naomi's heart raced as Damon stood between her and Chase, his unwavering resolve palpable in the face of imminent danger.
Please, Damon, don't do this.
Damon's steely grip on the dagger, blood trickling down his arm, betrayed the gravity of the situation. Chase, seething with fury and frustration, found himself locked in a tense struggle against Damon's unyielding resistance.
Let go, you fool!
Chase's voice reverberated with malice as he wrestled against Damon's unrelenting hold. The nightclub fell silent, patrons frozen in disbelief at the unfolding spectacle. Naomi, her emotions in turmoil, pleaded desperately for Damon to release the dagger and avoid further escalation.
Damon, please, I beg you.
Damon's eyes, fixated on Chase with unwavering intensity, demanded answers amid the chaos.
Tell me, Chase, where is he?
The urgency in Damon's voice underscored the gravity of the situation. Naomi, caught in the crossfire, struggled to reconcile the unfolding violence with Damon's unwavering determination.
Damon, this isn't the way.
Chase, his facade of bravado crumbling, weighed his options as Damon's grip tightened around the dagger.
You think you can threaten me?
In a sudden twist of fate, the nightclub descended into an eerie silence, tension thick in the air as Damon and Chase stood at an impasse. The confrontation teetered on the brink of violence, a precarious standoff that threatened to escalate at any moment.
Please, just stop.
Caught in a vortex of emotions, Naomi pleaded for a resolution, her voice tinged with desperation. In the heart of the chaos, Damon's resolve remained unyielding, a beacon of determination in the face of adversity. The outcome hung in the balance, fate poised on a knife's edge. The chaos within the nightclub had shifted dramatically with the arrival of Mr. Josh and his unexpected tactic of using bricks to subdue Chase's unruly gang. As the dust settled and a precarious calm descended upon the scene, Chase's contemptuous demeanor clashed with Mr. Josh's stoic resolve.
Haha, you think this will stop me, Hemsworth? You're making a big mistake.
Despite Chase's defiant posture, Mr. Josh remained composed, undeterred by Chase's bluster.
We'll see about that.
Damon, grappling with his injuries and the weight of the unfolding events, sensed the tension escalating once more. Naomi's departure under Mr. Josh's escort left him to face Chase's relentless provocation alone.
You're running out of time, Hemsworth. My men will make quick work of yours.
Damon, his gaze unwavering, met Chase's taunts with resolute silence. The gravity of the situation weighed heavily on him as Chase reveled in his perceived advantage.
You thought you could waltz in here and save the day? Not this time.
Chase's swagger faltered slightly as Mr. Josh signaled for his men to prepare for the imminent confrontation.
It's time to finish this.
Chase's bravado faded into a tense silence, his gaze fixed on Damon with a mix of malice and anticipation.
You'll regret crossing me, Hemsworth.
The mood in the nightclub shifted once more, tension mounting as Damon and Mr. Josh prepared to confront Chase and his cohorts head-on. Damon, poised for the inevitable clash, steeled himself for the impending battle. The air crackled with anticipation as Mr. Josh's men braced for the fray.
Let's finish this.
With a shared understanding, Damon and Mr. Josh moved forward, their resolve unyielding in the face of Chase's reckless aggression. As the nightclub descended into a charged silence, the stage was set for a final showdown, with the outcome poised to reshape the balance of power in Andover Province.
Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more great content. Click the notification bell so you never miss an update.